Hello all. Welcome to experimental physics segment. We are dealing with the first topic over here, errors of measurement. So what do we mean to say when we say errors in measurement? So whenever we are measuring some quantity, in fact taking care of all the possibilities, there is always a possibility that the value measured differ from its actual value or the true value. And then we say that there is a difference in the true value of a quantity which is regarded as the error of measurement. So we begin with the first topic over here, the absolute error. So absolute error is the measurement of a physical quantity is the magnitude of the difference between the true value and the measured value of the quantity. So let us understand this with an example. Suppose we are measuring time period of a simple pendulum and I end up getting different time periods T1, T2, T3 till Tn. So if we calculate the arithmetic mean or the average value, we can calculate it as summation of Ti divided by the total number of terms, that is n, and we will get the average value or the arithmetic mean of this value, which is calculated over here as am. So now this average value can differ from all the above calculated quantities, and if we take the difference between uh, the average value and the quantities which we have measured, that is average value minus t1, average value minus t2, average value minus t3, so then we are getting the values of absolute errors in the measured value of the quantity. So we get something like this, and we get different values for each quantity as delta a1, delta a2, delta a3 until delta an. Now there is a wide possibility that the absolute error may be positive or negative in some cases. So both of this is possible for the measurement of absolute error. So let us go to the next aspect. Then we discuss about the mean absolute error. So all the difference in magnitude which we have measured from the arithmetic mean, that is the absolute error quantities, if we take the average of the mod value of the absolute error quantity, then we get the mean absolute error. So all the above parameters that we measured, that is delta t1, delta t2, till delta Tn divided by n will give us the value of delta T bar, which is regarded as the mean absolute error. So and then we end up writing the quantity as, the final result is written as T equals T average plus minus delta T. So this plus minus delta T is giving us the range of the possible values of T taking error into consideration. So T average plus delta T is the maximum value and T average minus delta T is the minimum value for the time period which we took as an example. The next parameter which we discuss is relative error or the fractional error. So it is regarded as the ratio between the mean absolute error in the mean value. So the mean absolute error which we calculated above divided by the mean value, that is if a parameter is measuring it as t average plus minus delta t, so we can take that the relative error can be written as delta t upon t average. So this is going to be the relative error in the quantity, and if we express it in percentage we get the percentage error. So this is the brief idea about how the experiments are conducted, and post the conduction of an experiment, what is the procedure that is followed to write the values and the terms associated with it. Let us begin with the problems based on error of measurement. We are dealing with the first problem. A physical parameter A can be determined by measuring the parameters B, C, D and E using the relation A equals B to the power alpha C to the power beta upon D to the power gamma E to the power delta. If the maximum errors in the measurement of B, C, D and E are B1 percentage, C1 percentage, D1 percentage and E1 percentage, then the maximum error in the value of A determined by the experiment is. So according to the rules which we read in the previous segment, we can simply write this in this fashion, that delta A by A into 100 if we wish to convert it into percentage is equal to delta B by B alpha times plus beta delta C by C plus gamma delta D by D plus delta times of delta E by E. So this is going to be the expression which we write, and if we express this in terms of percentage, we multiply 100 on both sides. So if we are expressing it in terms of percentage, we are multiplying 100 on both sides. So we will convert this parameter into alpha. This will become in percentage, that is B1% plus beta C1% plus gamma D1% plus delta E1%. And hence we say that the error percentage equals alpha B1 beta C1 gamma D1 delta E1 in terms of percentage. So with this we can say that the option D is correct for this particular problem. Let us move to the next question. The pressure on a square plate is measured by measuring the force on the plate and the length of the sides of the plate. If the maximum error in the measurement of force and length are 4% and 2% respectively, the maximum error in the measurement of pressure is. So from the formula of pressure we can say that pressure equals force upon area. Now over here the question is saying square plate, so we can write it as F upon L square. So if we express it in terms of the percentage, then we can say it as delta P by P equals delta F by F plus twice of delta L by L. Now to convert it in percentage, you multiply 100 on both sides. So this will get us in percentage. So delta F upon F into 100 plus twice of delta L upon L into 100. So error in the measurement of force is 4% plus twice of error of measurement of this is 2% again, and 4 plus 4 will give us 8%. So for this particular question, 8%, that is option D, is the correct alternative. Let us move to the next question. The relative density of the material of a body is found by weighing it first in air and then in water. If the weight in air is this much, 5 plus minus 0.05 Newton, and the weight in water is 4 plus minus 0.05 Newton, then the relative density along with the maximum permissible percentage error is. So if we proceed with this particular problem, let us first of all take down the datas. So I write it as the weight in air, which is equals 5 plus minus 0.05 Newton. Then we take weight in water, which is equals 4 plus minus 0.05 Newton. So we can say that the loss in weight, equals weight in air minus weight in water. So over here it is important to note over here something that I'm going to say right now. Whenever we will be calculating the loss in weight value, so we will subtract the measured value, that is 5 minus 4 will give us 1. So this is the value for which we are going for. But the percentage error will always be added. If the percentage error will always be added, then we will write it as 0.1 Newton. 0.05 plus 0.05 will give us 0.1 Newton. So it must be very well kept in mind that the two parameters are getting subtracted, but when we are subtracting the two quantities, the error measured in the quantity is added. So the errors are added and then we obtain the value of loss in weight as 1 plus minus 0.1 Newton. So now if we go with the formula of relative density, which the question is asking us. So relative density is written as loss in weight. We write it as weight in air by the loss in weight. So weight in air divided by the loss in weight. So the value of weight in air is 5. divided by the loss in weight, that is 1. So the value is 5. Now we are going to calculate the percentage error. So if we calculate the percentage error in this measurement, then we write it as delta W air by W air plus delta loss in weight by loss in weight, and then we multiply this by 100 to get the value in percentage. So we can calculate it as delta W is 0.05 divided by 5 plus 0.1 divided by 1, and then we multiply this entire parameter by 100. So we will obtain 10 plus 1, that is 11%. So for this particular question, we say option A is perfectly correct, 5 plus minus 11%. Let us move to the next problem. The resistance R equals V by I, where V equals 100 plus minus 5 volt and I equals 10 plus minus 0.2 amperes. What is the total error in the value of resistance? So this time the question is asking us the error in the measurement of resistance. So if we proceed with this formula, we say that resistance R equals V by I. So if we are going to calculate the error in the measurement of resistance, we say delta R upon R equals delta V by V plus delta I by I. And if we wish to convert it into a percentage, we can multiply the parameter by 100. So delta R by R equals, so delta V is 5 by 100 plus delta I by I is 0.2 by 10. And in order to express it in percentage, we will multiply this parameter by 100. So we will obtain 5 plus 2, that is 7%. So in order to express it in percentage, we will multiply this parameter by 100 and obtain 7%. That is for this particular question. Option B is correct. Let us move to the next problem. The period of oscillation of a simple pendulum in the experiment is recorded as 2.63 second, 2.56 second, 2.42 second, 2.71 second, and 2.80 second respectively. The average absolute error is. So this time the question is asking us average absolute error. So these are the different time which we have measured. We call it as T1, T2, T3, T4, and T5 respectively. So the first thing which we measure is the average value of the time period, T average. So if we wish to calculate the average value, we can write it as 2.63 plus 2.56 plus 2.42 plus 2.71 plus 2.80 and divide by 5, because we are measuring 5 values. On solving this part, we obtain 2.62 second. So this is going to be the average value in the measurement of T. Now we can calculate the value of delta T1. For each value, we will be calculating it as T1 minus the average value, that is 2.62, and we will take the mod value for each measurement. So we will obtain 0.01. Next we obtain delta T2, and delta T2 will be written as 2.56 minus 2.62. We will take the mod value and we will obtain 0.06. Delta T3, it is equals 2.42 minus 2.62. We will again take the mod value and we will get 0.20. Then we measure delta T4. Delta T4 equals 2.71 minus 2.62. This time we obtain 0.09. Then we obtain delta T5, which is equals 2.80 minus 2.62, and we take the mod value, we obtain 0.18. So with all these mod values, we can say the mean absolute error equals the mod value of delta T1 plus delta T2 plus delta T3 plus delta T4 plus delta T5 divided by 5. So if we add them up, we get 0.54 divided by 5, which is equal to 0.108, and then we can say it as approximate as 0.11 second. So for this particular question, the average absolute error is 0.11 second. Let us move to the next problem. The two resistors of resistance 16 plus minus 0.3 ohm and R2 equals 48 plus minus 0.5 ohm are connected in parallel. What will be the resistance offered by the combination and the maximum percentage error? So we have the two values of resistance. We take R1 as 16 plus minus 0.3 ohm and R2 as 48 plus minus 0.5 ohm. So these are the two values of resistances we have. So the first thing that we calculate is the parallel value. R parallel equals 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. We can calculate this as 1 by 16 plus 1 by 48, and we can solve this to obtain. So we obtain the value which we are going to measure is equal to 12 ohm. Now the next important phase in this particular problem is to calculate the error value. So now in order to calculate the error value, I again rewrite this formula, that 1 by Rp equals 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So on differentiating this equation, we can write it as delta Rp with a negative sign upon Rp square equals minus delta R1 upon R1 square minus delta R2 upon R2 square. So this is what we get. We can chop out the negative sign and we obtain delta Rp by Rp square equals delta R1 by R1 square plus delta R2 by R2 square. So if we are calculating delta Rp, so we can do it in this way. So we substitute the value of delta R1, that is 0.3, into Rp square by R1 square. So Rp is equal to 12 and R1 equals 16 square plus delta R2 is 0.5 and Rp by R2 square. So Rp this time is 12 upon R2, that is 48 square. And then on solving this entire thing, we can get it as 0.2 ohm. So for this particular problem, we say that the value is 12 plus minus 0.2 ohm. So we say that option A is correct alternative for this particular problem. Let us move to the next problem. In an experiment, the following observations were recorded. Capital L equals 2.820 meter, capital M equals 3.00 kg, small l equals 0.87 centimeter, and diameter capital D equals 0.041 centimeter. The value of G is 9.81 meter per second square, and using the formula y equals mg capital L upon AL, find the maximum permissible error in y. So for this particular problem, the exact thing which is done is that the question is trying to calculate the Young's modulus of the wire. The capital L is the original length of the wire, so I'm writing it in this way, that capital L equals 2.820. So the error that is came in the measurement of L is 0.001 meter. The next thing which the question is talking about is M, which is equals 3.00 kg. So we say that the error in measurement of M can be 0.01 kg. The next thing which the question is talking is elongation, which is equal to 0.87 centimeter. So error possible in measurement of small l is 0.01 centimeter. Then we have diameter. Actually, we will be calculating area using diameter. So area will be written as pi d square by 4. So if we wish to write this, So we can say that the error in the measurement of area can be written as twice of delta D upon D. So for writing this, we are saying capital D equals 0.041 and delta D equals 0.001 centimeter. G is a constant and will not contribute to any error percentage. So if we write the formula for delta y upon y, then we can write it as delta m upon m plus delta capital L upon L, plus for area we are writing it as twice of delta D upon D plus delta small l upon L. So this is going to be the value of delta y upon y, and if we express it in percentage, so we will multiply this whole parameter by 100. So we can multiply this entire parameter by 100, and we can write it as, so delta m is 0.01 by 3 plus capital delta L can be written as 0.001 by 2.820 plus twice of delta D by D. So we write it as twice of 0.001 by D, that is 0.041 plus delta L upon L, that is 0.01 by 0.87. So and then we multiply it by 100. So we will obtain this as on calculation 6.4 percentage. But since the question is asking us the maximum permissible error, so we will go with this and the all the four options. The nearest answer is 6.50 percentage, so we go with option C. So let us move to the next problem. According to Joule's law of heating, the heat produced is given as H equals I square RT, where I is current, R is resistance, and T is time. If the error in the measurement of I, R, and T are 3%, 4%, and 6% respectively, then the error in the measurement of H is. So if we wish to proceed for this formula, we write H equals I square RT, and if we go with this formulation, H equals to I square RT, we can say that delta H upon H is equals twice of delta I upon I plus delta R upon R plus delta T upon T. And if we wish to convert it into percentage, you multiply this entire parameter by 100. So delta H upon H into 100 will give us twice of the error in the measurement of current is 3% plus the error in the measurement of resistance is 4% plus error in the measurement of time is 6%. And if we calculate the total value, we can calculate it as 6 and 16% total. So for this particular problem, we say option B is the correct alternative. 16% is the total error in the measurement of heat energy in the Joule's law of heating. Let us move to the next problem. If there is a positive error of 50% in the measurement of velocity of the body, then the error in the measurement of kinetic energy is. So the first thing that we do is we establish a relation between kinetic energy and velocity, which we already know. So we say kinetic energy can be written as half mv square. So from here I can write the expression as delta E upon E into 100, which we are measuring in percentage, equals delta M upon M plus twice of delta V upon V. And this is also multiplied by 100 if we are measuring the quantities in percentage. So since there is no error in the measurement of mass, we can say that delta M by M equals 0, and delta E upon E into 100 can be written as, there is a 50% in the measurement of velocity, so we can write it as 2 into 50, that is 100%. So for this particular problem, our option C is the correct alternative, 100% error in the measurement of kinetic energy. Let us move to the next problem. A physical quantity P is given by P equals a cube b to the power half c to the power minus 4 d to the power 3 by 2. The quantity which brings in the maximum percentage error in P is. So it is very simple problem. C is having the maximum magnitude of power, that is 4, so it is going to contribute for the maximum error percentage. So if we write the expression, delta P by P can be written as thrice of delta A upon A plus half of delta B upon B plus 4 times of delta C upon C plus 3 by 2 times of delta D upon D. So the maximum error percentage is associated with C. So that is why we say that the maximum percentage error will contribute to C. So with this we come to an end for the first part of error of measurement.